maybe even more than 2 months. A good long feud with Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. Punjabi prison. Need I say more?
I wish you didn't.
We've already made perfectly clear on that how we felt about that. Now
you love it.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I love it.
You didn't love that.
Oh, not the match.
Not the feud either. It just seems to it's whoever's working with Jinder. They just need to slow down. Jeff Hardy, we know, has had great matches in the past. And then this one, what is his move off the top turnbuckle?
Whisper in the Wind?
Whisper in the Wind.
Wait.
Okay, that one, I will admit, is Jeff's fault when he totally missed Jinder Mahal. But, seriously, Jinder, you had to try and sell it anyway. The man was already on the ground and you fell.
Hey, they can't all be winners.
Oh, they definitely can't all be winners. Jeff failed there and Jinder failed for just being a goob.
I still think it was funny.
It was funny, but it's also sad.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was just the timing of when I saw the match or the timing on the card, but I just really wasn't feeling this. I
wasn't either. And now Jeff Hardy can now move on to whatever feud with Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin. That's good. That's interesting. And now Jinder is on Raw, which that's such a downgrade for Raw.
Hey, they can always use a good villain.
Which, something I've made clear in the past, Raw has no real great villains, other than Brock Lesnar.
Well, now they got Jinder Mahal, so
I feel so bad for them.
Hey, there's ways
that's the response. I feel so bad for them.
There's ways to use Jinder Mahal. I'm convinced of this. Whether or not you'll actually like him, probably never, but there's ways to make him work.
It's like what you said. I want to like him. I like the character. I'm just not fond on the wrestling skills. I feel like that he needs more.
But on the other hand, I feel like that's part of what gets him heat, though. He's a very simple wrestler in terms of a moveset. So if he's going to do more moveset in a very exciting style that gets him cheers and he's trying to be a heel, why would he want to do that? He's much better when he's reacting to people. But
also have good reactions in the ring as well. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point of what I'm trying to say.
I know. And you're not wrong. It's just I'm just looking for the upside, that's all.
For a main event of the first half of this show, I kind of wish Matt and Bray were the last match before the intermission. I felt that was a better main event.
It probably would have been, definitely. But in the meantime, we got another tag team match. We've got
before we move on to the matches, what did you think of the Jericho Daniel Bryan backstage interviews?
I'll tell you what, because it was in the middle of the day, I just sort of kept going in and out of the house to work, to running errands and all of that. So I didn't get a chance to actually see this. Could you run it down for us?
It was honestly nothing. It was nothing. It was Jericho calling the interviewer, who's named Mike, Tom. He's like, "Oh, my name's Mike. Oh, okay. You just made the list. Sound guy, you just made the list. You back there, you just made the list. The 49 superstars that I'm facing have made the list." They were simple promos, but they were good. They were good simple promos.
Hey, of typical quality for the guys like that. Works for me. But anyway, as we're saying, moving on, we've got the Bludgeon Brothers defeating the Usos to retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles. More of your boys.
More of my boys, and more proving my point on what I predicted around Royal Rumble. These guys were winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania, and they're going to be holding on to the tag team titles for a good while. This was I don't think this match was very long. It definitely didn't feel long.
It didn't. It really didn't.
But it felt short, but to the point. It wasn't your typical Bludgeon Brothers squash, which it should not have been. It was these Usos, an established tag team, versus getting their tag team title rematch. and both teams showed both their strengths, and it actually fit in their story.
And as long as they keep coming out to the ring with those hammers.
I like the masks as well. I like Luke Harper's mask. I like that they're actually both wearing masks now. I think it actually fits better than just having Harper maskless.
I agree.
What really else is to say with this match? It was exactly what it needed to be, and exactly how it was supposed to be told.
There you go.
With awesome Bludgeon Brothers Usos showing their strengths in the beginning, and then the Bludgeon Brothers turning on their Braun Strowman.
Turning on their Braun Strowman.
Their inner Braun Strowman.
I love how you can say something like that and everyone gets it.
Because it makes sense.
It does. Next match on the card we do have for the Intercontinental title, Seth Rollins defeated Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and The Miz in a very impressive ladder match.
This was match of the night for me.
Really?
This really was match of the night for me. There was nothing in this match that I didn't like. I liked the video package at the beginning of the match. Talking about the Intercontinental Championship and ladder matches. And the history that ladder matches have, and the history of the Intercontinental Championship. With what Finn, Miz...
AKA right up your alley.
Yeah, exactly. Right up my alley. I was like, I am in love with this. This is showing the prestige of the Intercontinental Championship, as well as the prestige to the ladder match. Showing all the historical moments of every ladder match. It was, best way to put it, beautiful. I was on cloud 9 during this whole thing. And the 4 participants, nothing bad happened.
Oh yeah, I thought it worked really well.
Everyone was on their A game. I could say that with everyone on this show. I want to watch that match again. That's how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go back and rewatch it later. But in terms of that, I would, as far as if we're talking matches of the night, this next match is definitely mine. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship, going to a count out, but man, what a match this was. This was my pick for match of the night.
This was my number 2, and it really came to, with both matches, stories. Both matches had the stories in the ring, and they both had huge turn of events of their storylines as the endings. The Intercontinental title match, Finn looked like he was about to get it, and Rollins just leapfrogged in and grabbed it right from under him.
That was slick.
That was so slick, and you just see the look of confusion and anger that was on Finn Balor's face.
It's like, what?
And now they can move that onto Raw, and that'd be the only good thing, other than Braun Strowman, that I actually will enjoy on Raw.
Then again, who's counting?
Oh, when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship, I'm counting. Which, when I heard your prediction on you choosing The Miz, I was like, I understand where you're coming from. I want to see Miz break the record of 9-time championship reigns too, and I want to see him break the longest reigning of combined championships. I want that too. But if he took that title to SmackDown, which I could see the positives on that one because SmackDown is awesome right now. That would have been my cloud 9. Especially with Cesaro. Future Intercontinental Champion Cesaro if it was on SmackDown. But no, I have to wait more. Ooh, excuse me. When it came to the WWE Championship, it just ends with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins be Intercontinental Championship. Let that feud bloom on Raw. Now I'm done with that. When it came to Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles, this was a lot better than their WrestleMania match.
Oh, yeah. This is what it should have been, but then again, I really do feel like it needed this build-up.
Oh,
and the heel turn.
And when I said that this was better than their first one, I think that was the point. I could just imagine Vince McMahon walking up to Shinsuke and AJ at WrestleMania just going, Save your best match for the greatest Royal Rumble. Just get it started here. Just do some good highlights. Don't save the big stuff for the next event. but make an impact here. I liked their WrestleMania match, but the only criticism that us and other people said it could have been better.
Yeah.
So when you have the Greatest Royal Rumble, that's like, okay, we can. Here's us actually really getting into the groove of this. Now we actually have a good developed story. Now we have a good developed heel that we love, but we also love to hate. I love heel Shinsuke Nakamura right now.
Heel Shinsuke is quite possibly the exact thing he needed to really take it up to the next level in the U.S. market.
This definitely is establishing him as being one of the best things going on in WWE right now. I love heel Shinsuke. I'm so invested on where they're going with him, and that's the point.
And me no speak English.
Brilliant. And to his new heel song, which I told you...
Which is also fantastic, by the way.
Which I told you before recording, they established that he wanted to change it himself just so he can have the audience stop singing to it. I'm like, that's smug. That's smug, and that's so heel Shinsuke Nakamura. And it's what it needs to be. Heel Shinsuke Nakamura. Not just a traditional evil foreigner heel. This is the character that we've known as a bad guy.
And you know what makes it even better for me? I started looking at what he does. He's arrogant. He does a lot of posing. He does a lot of flying kicks to your face. He punches you in the balls. I was thinking about this, and I basically had an epiphany. Heel Shinsuke Nakamura is a Japanese Johnny Cage. Think about that.
The punching in the balls, I'll give you.
Leg-based offense.
I just can't imagine him seeing AJ Styles dangling from the to the rope, possibly falling, and just him and Shinsuke just going, "This is where you fall down." I don't see that happening.
Well, of course, because he doesn't speak English.
He doesn't speak English.
Just kidding. Shinsuke actually speaks perfect English.
Just in this Shinsuke saying, "This where you fall down." I don't want to see him come out in the sunglasses. Now I'm rolling with what you're saying. I don't want to see him with glasses. Because there's only one person that wears their sunglasses at night and indoors, and that's Zack Ryder, and we don't need that.
I thought you were talking about Corey Hart, but whatever.
That's not who I'm talking about.
References.
Shit, where was I going with this?
You're talking about how great Shinsuke Nakamura is.
Oh, yeah, we don't need... Well, what more else can we say about that? This is definitely their better match, which I think it's programmed to be their better match. And the fact that it... Like what we said about the Intercontinental Ladder match, it was story that ended this match. And them having a double countout is perfect. It doesn't hurt either guy. And it just furthers the story a lot more. Even what their story pre-WrestleMania of AJ being too emotional, having his emotions getting the better of him. Mm-hmm. So it's a nice fitting story, which right now is my feud of the year. I'm already jumping down to the Scully's territory.
Yeah,
this is my feud of the year so far.
Once I realized that it wasn't just going to be one isolated match, that we're getting an entire series out of this, I instantly became way more interested in how they were going to do it. And so far, I haven't been disappointed in the slightest.
That's why I said Shinsuke, heel-wise, is the best thing going on right now.
Oh, yes. I dig it mightily.
Mm-hmm.
But now, we had a bit of a reprieve. We had Undertaker defeating Rusev in a casket match, which apparently included Aiden English too.
This was a fine match. I'm gonna pull back your episode last week in a positive way. Congratulations, champ.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
It's the
former champ.
This is the episode of Champions. That's why Brian's not here.
Oh,
that's right, Brian. I went there.
Hot take.
I can't wait for your response to that next episode whenever you're here.
Anyway, Undertaker Rusev.
I can't wait just to hear his text after here. They're like, "You son of a bitch."